Thank you. I know we're running a little late, and I'd like to thank Greg Wortman and say a little prayer for him and his recovery, and also Harvey Spears, who was president of HAPCO when I was a member of HAPCO. I've been in your business for 50 years. I'm now retired. Uh, And by the way, I recognize the prior speakers are on our side, and I appreciate that, and it was good to hear that. We have some sympathetic ears in City Hall, but I want to thank HAPCO for the many years that they covered my back at City Hall in Harrisburg and also legally. And I want you to know that I appreciate that. Real estate, people think that real estate is bricks and mortar. But I don't think it is, and I don't think anybody involved with real estate would think that either. Real estate is a people business, and you have to get along with people, and you have to understand their problems. You have to understand what they want. You have to be a partner with them, or else you'll always have trouble. You'll be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, putting the palm to the forehead. Whoa, I got problems. This book is it's really an answer to many of my fellow HAPCO members when we were discussing our businesses over the years. I can say more than once, people would go, boy, if people heard my stories I had about business every day, they wouldn't believe it. And that's true. I probably wouldn't either if it wasn't me, if it wasn't happening to me. That was the reason why, when I retired, I wrote this book, Confessions of a Real Estate Man. And what it is, it's 81 very short stories of very odd things that you wouldn't believe were happening if you weren't in the real estate business. But they did happen, and they are true. And I figure I have maybe one and a half for every year I was in the business. But I'll tell you that I wouldn't be in any other business. It was wonderful to me. I appreciated it. It was challenging, and I had the material for a book. And this book can be purchased at in Walmart, Barnes and Noble, on the internet and Amazon, and I think you might get a kick out of it. Uh, I would go into a couple of stories, but I know we're running late, and I would like to hear your stories too. But here's the first 5 minutes of my talk, and here's the second five. And I've been through them pretty quickly. The second five, I didn't go through the first five. So if you have any questions, is it okay to have questions, or should we tie it up now?
You have questions.
Okay, well, let me tell you a story that I have in my business, and maybe you can relate to it. It's a rather naughty story, but I'll tell it anyway. We're all grown up here. It's called the humming flashlight, and it happened in Center City. That I got a call in the morning. I was sitting in my office, and people are wonderful. My tenants, I would say 99% of them were wonderful people, and I got along with them, helped them get references for apartments that cost a little bit more than mine. I helped a lot of young people get mortgages. I really worked with the tenants, not as an adversary of people who rented from me. A guy called me up in the morning, he goes like, there's a hum in the building. I go, hum in the building? Well, he says, yeah. He said, the walls are flimsy and the wiring's probably blanked up too. Oh my goodness. I thought I was going to have a peaceful day, but in the real estate business, you never know what's going to come around. So I go, I say, maybe I ought to go see this hum. It might be an electrical problem in the wall. Who knows? Might be anything. So I go down, the building that I had was right down the block. So it didn't take too much of my time. So I went down the building and I heard like a little vague hum. And I, I go in the apartment where the young man complained. And I heard a hum. And I went in the kitchen. I figured it was probably a blender or something. It could be anything. So I wasn't nothing in the kitchen, nothing in the living room. I went in the bedroom, and I want to put this delicately. There was a sex toy on the bed that was plugged into the recharger, and it was hopping around like a wild stallion. And I said, oh, wait a second, I gotta somehow turn this off. And I went into the kitchen and got a towel and picked the thing up gingerly. I didn't know which end was which, and I couldn't find the little clicker. So I unplugged it and put it into the woman's bureau, and I closed the bureau, and that took away the hump. And I figured the battery had run out. It already had run out once, so probably. But I went back to my office figuring I had the problem solved. Right before I was ready to go home, and this happens is 24/7, you're on. The phone rings. It's the woman whose apartment I had just remediated the hump, let's say. She goes, was anybody in my apartment today? And I said, yes, I was. There appeared to be a noise in there. And, you know, I had to take care of it. She goes, did you stole an item? I said, what, to steal an item? And I knew exactly what she was talking about. And it was in the bureau, but I didn't want to embarrass her. And I said, oh, yeah, there was a flashlight on your bed. And I took it and I put it into the bureau. And I hope that's okay. And immediately she changed her tune. She said, Brian, she goes, you want to be thanking me. That's the flashlight I use instead of turning on the lights in your building and using your electricity. And I said, I'm all for global warming. I'm all in on that. That's fine. So that's the end of the story. There's nothing more. There are 81 of those stories in this book, and as I say, you can pick it up anywhere. And if any of you have any stories that you'd like to relate to me or write a book yourself, I'm certainly free to hear about them. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.